Hey everybody, and welcome back to Ever 17, third episode. And yes, it's an hour long. Oh well, I haven't recorded anything really much, so I can't say if it's an hour long. Might be half an hour, whatever, but we're gonna start where we left off. Which was, quick recap. I'm not sure what happened. Well, we find someone. Yeah, Sarah. We found Sarah in the elevator, and you and I were trying to escape from all that water, and we were trying to find people. So yeah, that's basically it. While we walked, you brought Sarah up to speed with the situation, while walking next to her. You told her that you herself was working at Lemu. How I had collapsed in by the kiosk. How after falling down I was hauled to the infirmary. After finishing the story, you went on.
そしたらね、突然警報が鳴り響いて。
Alarm?
あれ？まだ君には話してなかったっけ？君が意識を失ってる間に緊急避難警報みたいなやつがアナウンスされたのね。
So is that why everybody's gone?
原因はわからないけど、とにかく皆さん逃げてくださいって感じの、そんな内容だったと思う。マヨは知ってるよね？はい。いきなりエレベーターが止まって中に閉じ込められちゃって、そのすぐ後だったかな、警報が聞こえたのは。でね、その時救護室には私の他に3人の専属スタッフがいたんだけど、その3人は外の様子を見てくるって言って出て行ったきり、待てど暮らせど戻ってこなかったの。
Creepy.
部屋に残されたのは私と君の2人だけ。さすがに君1人を置き去りにするわけにはいかなかったし、それにね、その時私実はあんまり心配してなかったんだ。きっと子供かなんかがいたずらして非常ベルを押しちゃったんだろうって。いくらなんでも子供のいたずらで緊急避難警報は発令されないと思いますけど。今考えれば確かにそう思うけど、でもその時の私はなんていうか、この少年のことで頭がいっぱいだったのよ。
You were worried about me?
うん、まあね。で、それからどうしたんですか
？Everything after that was old news to me. The closing of the watertight doors, our search for the emergency stairs to the floating island. So this is just recap that I failed to do. And of course, you also told Sarah about how we got washed away by floodwater. After that, you, and Sarah did a complete check of Stock's corridors, but we met with a dead end. And 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 even more dead ends. And the final place that we ended up was in front of a small door at the end of a narrow corridor. In the middle, the word Himmel was engraved. What is this?
さあね、こんなとこ私も初めて来たから。
Saying that, you took hold of the doorknob. It didn't open. It didn't even budge. Next, she started tapping randomly on the 10-key display next to the door. You should have known that it was a waste of energy.
これで全滅か。
You punctuated this with a sigh.
全滅って、それじゃあ私たち。うん、閉じ込められちゃった、みたいね。
Dun dun. Gong. You weakly kicked the door. Following the sound, we went silent. The atmosphere around us was heavy. Both you and Sarah wore tired expressions, as if they couldn't even be bothered to speak anymore. It was a gloomy silence. To try to lighten things up, I said, "Hey, anyway, it doesn't do us any good to just stand around here. We've got to think of something.
方法？
A way to escape.
何か明暗でも？
You have any bright ideas? Well, let's see, how about... That's probably impossible. Look for other exits, but how? I'll just go with the first option. For example, we can try to contact the outside or something.
どうやって？携帯も通じないのに。
Even without a cell phone, Layman must have other means of communicating, right?
通信手段？そっか！制御室ね。なんで今まで気づかなかったんだろう。
Why didn't I
あそ
think
こ
of
に行
it?
けば、少なくとも浮島にいる誰かとは連絡を取ることができるんだ。
Yu's face lit up again. Next, light returned to Sarah's eyes as well. But... It's 6:24. Crash! What the heck? You did a fantastic heel stomp on the console in the control room.
なんでよ！なんで繋がらないわけ？
Whoa, rage.
どうなってんのよ、一体！
It looked like she were going to rant. No, she was already ranting.
ちょっと待ってくださいよ、ナッケ先輩！
Hey, what are you going to do with that chair?
もちろん、タケシ、こんなポンコツマシンなんか、ぶっ壊してる、ぶっ壊してる、ぶっ壊してる！
Whoa.
落ち着いて、とにかく落ち着いてください。これが落ち着いていられますかっつーの。通信回線が全部アウトってどういうことなの？電話もメールも非常回線さえも繋がらないのよ。こんなことってあり得る？わけわかんないよ。舐めてるとしか思えない。
Still, you don't have to destroy.
うるさい！もう！
Sarah and I restrained you and dragged her outside the control room. Wow. Yu's eyes were bloodshot like a rabid dog. Somehow her fantasy-like outfit seemed out of place. Well, if it has come to this, there's nothing else to do. Let's just... split up again and look for an exit.
無駄よ。あんだけ散々探し回ったのよ。
But we haven't looked inside the rooms.
そうだよね。秘密の抜け道みたいなやつが隠されてる可能性もあるし。そんなのあるわけないでしょ。忍者屋敷じゃないんだから
Ninja
さ。
house. Anyway, let's just look one more time, alright?
拙者のように閉じ込められてしまったお方がどこぞにおるやもしれぬでござるからな。ニンニン。
So with that, the three of us, Sarah, you and I, split up and started searching the complex. We agreed we'd meet up again in an hour. We decided to meet in front of the control room. I decided to check Dritstock from end to end. You and Sarah were probably investigating upstairs. The rest area. I noticed immediately that the scenery was different from the morning. The pond in the middle was covered with a lid, or more, a partition of sorts than a lid. In either case, the pond was no longer connected to the ocean. The lamey computer that you had talked about might have automatically sealed it off. Fried chicken sandwich shop. I'm hungry now. There was still a slight scent of cooked chicken in the air. The second I smelled it, my stomach started to growl. I glanced around. There was no one there. I thought I might eat, but I didn't want to do anything criminal. I swallowed once and left the area behind. I would have honestly just ate something. The conference room. There was nothing really out of the ordinary here, but I did pick up on one thing. This room was not flooded with seawater. The elevated entrance had stopped the water. That darn chicken sandwich stand. The fragrance of food was tickling my nose. The control room. This room, too, was spared flooding by its elevated entrance. The chair that you had knocked over was as she had left it. I put it back where it should be, checked the room and left. That chicken sandwich stand. The smell just wouldn't quit teasing me. The ruins of Lemuria. You had passed through here just a while before. Just to be sure, I peeked in the shadows of the stone pillars and behind buildings, but couldn't find anything resembling a pathway. The chicken sandwich stand. That smell. Oh, I couldn't take it any more. That said move. I slightly extended my hand toward the case, holding the warm chicken sandwiches. This situation called for extreme measures. I kept telling myself that as I munched and swallowed down the sandwich. With that, I had finished checking Dritstock. It didn't look like there was any hidden corridors to be found, or anyone trapped here besides the three of us. I wondered how things were above. I wonder where Takeshi is. And that girl, that rude girl. I wonder. Maybe it's just like you had said. Maybe there was no more point in looking. It was still before our meeting time, but I went back to a rendezvous point in front of the control room. And when I got there, there was a surprising waiting for me. I think they meant surprise.
Yeah.
Oh, people.
Konnichiwa.
Huh? Who are you?
おいおい、忘れちまったのか?
What in the world? I felt like I had met them before. I was pretty sure of it, but, your name is... I couldn't remember it.
いや、自己紹介はまだだったかな。俺は倉成武志。それとこっちが。
I said this is Takeshi. Who's the other boy? What? What? I'm confused. One sec. Never mind. That is Takeshi. I just got kind of confused for a moment there. The guy named Takeshi indicated the girl.
Akanegasaki Sora desu.
Oh, Sora. She gave a slight nod. Takeshi and Sora. I repeated the words. They both nodded. But what are you doing here?
Yahoo!
Huh? What's going on here?
そんなに驚かなくてもいいでしょ。ついさっきマヨと一緒にツバイトシトックを歩いてたらこの3人に出会って。
3? So you're stuck here too, huh?
ええ。
そういうこと。
Huh? Wait a sec. Didn't you just say 3 people? That's what I said too.
ほら、あそこにいるでしょ。
I followed the direction of Yu's finger. Ah, that woman. So yeah, it is Takeshi. I was thinking of the other boy, the blonde one. Someone was standing on the opposite end of the wall along the corridor. I could only make out half of the person's back, but I saw long hair and black clothes, and it left an impression. Who's that?
小町さんのことですか？
ああ、小町つぐみって言ったかな。
Tsugumi, so that was her name. She wore all black. It didn't sound familiar, but still. I feel like I've met her somewhere
お知り合い
before.
ですか？
No, it's not that. It's probably just my imagination. It's just somehow... something.
なんかな。とにかく難しい女の子なんだよ。よくわかんないんだけど、俺らのこと嫌ってるみたいでさ。
Doesn't like you. I could feel slight animosity emanating from Tsugumi's back. She didn't have to say anything. There was a definite atmosphere which made approaching her difficult. Maybe I'll go talk to her. Just as that thought crossed my mind, Tsugumi shot a glance in our direction. She had piercing eyes and an intimidating gaze. With her glare eating into me, I couldn't take even one step forward. There was no way I could talk with her. What's that all about? Why is she so angry? I haven't done anything to make her hate me. Tsugumi's gaze returned to normal. Cold beads of sweat appeared on my forehead. Oh, that reminds me? Where's Sarah? Having realized she wasn't around, I glanced around the room. Without me noticing it, Sarah had come to stand behind me at some point. Worried. Huh? What's wrong? I couldn't help but notice a dark look in her eyes. There was nothing left of the ninja attitude that she had departed with. Did something happen? Sarah? Sarah? Hey!
何？
You alright?
平気だよ、全然。どうしてそんなこと聞くの？
Well, I mean, you look so depressed.
そんなことないってば。ただ
Just...
出口見つかんなかったからちょっとへこんでただけ。
Yeah, right. There's probably more to it. Is that really all that's bothering you?
それだけ。
Sarah's spirit seemed to lift a little. Seeing her smile made me feel a bit relieved.
ともかくここで立ち話をしていても始まりませんから、この制御室で現在のレミューの状況を調べてみましょう。
Sora said it's important to the control room right across from us. Encouraged by Sora, we all shuffled into the room.
どう、ソラ、わかりそう？ええ。
Oh wow,
そうですね。
7:13 p.m. Sora faced the monitor and held up both hands. Instantly, the content of the screen began to change, with a number of windows opening, closing, and searches for data underway. I stared dully at her rapidly moving hands. It looked like Sora was fairly used to handling this computer. For one thing, there weren't any flying chairs or heel stomping. It was completely different from the way you handled things a while ago.
わかりました。
Finally, Sora said this in a matter-of-fact way. Everyone looked in a different
皆さん、
direction.
どうか落ち着いて聞いてください。慌てたり気を落としたりしないでくださいね。
Saying this, her face seemed pale. All eyes were glued to her in silence.
これから現在のレミューの状況を表示します。まず1階、エルストボーデンは完全に浸水しました。
Whoa.
完全に？はい。隔壁も全て下ろされ、通路を通行することはできません。つまり上に行く道は完全に閉ざされちゃったの？そういうことです。そしてこれがツバイトシュトックの状況です。上の階、救護室のあるフロアを示しています。こちらはドリッドシュトック。点滅しているのが現在地です。
I don't see a blinking area. Oh, okay. So that's where we are.
マジかよ。
そんなレミューの半分近くが水没しちゃってるじゃない。
Wow. Sora nodded somberly with a pained expression on her face.
このフロアのドライエリアは3つの部分に分かれています。
Dry areas?
完全に浸水していないエリア、人の通行が可能な部分のことです。このマップの中心に表示されているのが現在私たちのいる第8区画です。
Huh? Looks like the map is divided into 2 areas, so where's the third?
実はシステムの不備のせいで詳細なマップ表示ができていませんが、この第8区画の対角線上にある第4区画もしかしそこに行くことはできない。はい、不可能です。
Why?
2つの区画を結んでいる通路が全て水没してしまったからです。
Wow.
距離にしておよそ100メートル。無呼吸状態で100メートル泳ぎ続けるような能力をお持ちになっているかゆえに不可能なのです。それにもしも仮に第4区画までたどり着けたとしても、第4区画もここと同じなのです。浮島へ登るための非常階段は全て完全浸水しています。
つまり行っても無駄ってことだな。
そういうことです。
Everyone went quiet. For a while, we just stared at the Limu map that was floating in the darkness. And then...
ねえ、思ったんだけどさ。
You opened her mouth silently.
レミューには排水ポンプみたいなやつってついてないの？もちろんあります。じゃあそれを使って水没したエリアの水を汲み出せば。それが動かないようなのです。
Oh, you gotta be kidding me.
どうして？電気はこうやって生きてるのに。原因はわかりません。エレベーターを含め一部の電子的システムが制御不能に陥っているのです。各区画の配線断線が影響しているのかもしれませんが、ちなみにレミュー内の生体反応をチェックしてみたところ、ここにいる人たち以外に取り残された人はいないことが分かりました。それから現在の内部圧は1気圧です。酸素濃度 22%、 窒素濃度 75%、 ヘリウム濃度 3%。 当分の間私たちが中で過ごしていく分には問題ないってこと？申し訳ありません。その通りです。皆さんには今しばらくの間館内でお待ちいただくことになります。
今しばらく？いつまでだ？
救助が来るまでです。救援要請はずっと送り続けています。現在それが届く保証はありません。インゼルヌルへの通信線は非常幹線も含め物理的遮断によって使用不能です。また海底ケーブルでのネットワーク接続、音波式水中通話とも通信系の回復のめどはまだ立っていません。
つまり俺たちは水中で迷子。 SOS は誰にも聞こえないというわけだ。
はい。
The gravity of the situation was descending on us. There was no reason to be upbeat. Takeshi and you let loose with sighs almost simultaneously. Sarah and I slumped our shoulders. That reminds me, what happened to Tsugumi? She hasn't said anything at all. I looked back. Tsugumi was standing in the corner of the room glaring at us. Like before, there was an atmosphere around her that seemed impenetrable. Really, why is she so peeved? A little while later. And then you brightens the day. You broke the silence with your energetic pep talk, but no one responded. So what?
なんでわかるんですか？だってよーく考えてみ。私たちは何の因果か知らないけれど、おまけに外部へ連絡する手段もないと。でもね、連絡だったら私たち。
Like who? Oh, that's right. You mean like your colleagues or Sarah's classmates or teacher? You gave a big nod as if to say, that's right.
倉成だって一人で来たわけじゃないんでしょ？
そっか、確かにそれもそうだよな。俺らがここにいるってことは浮島にいる連中も。そう
だから救助隊だか捜索隊だか知らないけど、とにかく誰かが。どう？納得？
Sarah, Sora, Takeshi, and I all nodded. Hope returned to everybody's face. Only Tsugumi. Only she kept her cool gaze trained on us. Oh, Tsugumi's scary. We all moved to the conference room together. There was something unnerving about waiting for help in the dimly lit control room, and there weren't that many chairs to start with. I wonder if there were a place in one of the dry areas that everyone could relax. The closest one was the conference room we were at. Hey, Sora, how come you know so much about Laymo? I asked Sora, who was sitting next to me.
私はレミュー開発部のシステムエンジニアをしているのです。一応主任代理ということになっています。
主任代理ね。結構偉いんだ、実は。
代理ですし、名目上のことですから大したことはありません。
でもさ、空って地上のゲートにいなかったっけ？入場の時なんか説明してたろ？俺は半分しか聞いてなかったけど。
はい、そうです。お気づきになりましたか？ここも人手不足なもので、時々私もあのようなことをしています。
Sora smiled. I wondered what the gate above ground was. I didn't understand what Takeshi and Sora were talking about, but for now, I knew the reason why Sora knew so much about.
ってことは、この中にレミューの職員は2人いるってことになるな。
2人？
ユウのことだよ。
私は職員というか、ただの倉成は遊びに来たんだよね。
遊び以外の目的でテーマパークに来るやつなんかいないだろ？なあ、サラ。
私は一応と。
は？
救命館の2年生を対象にして、まあほとんどが遊びみたい。
Huh? Without thinking, I let out a cry. For some reason, something bothered me. Everybody here, you're not all friends, right?
まさか、さっき会ったばっかりだよ。
So then why are you talking to Takeshi like you're old friends? And Takeshi is talking to you guys the same way.
ああ、そっか。お前は知らないんだよな。
What?
先ほどズバイトシュトックでお会いした時に軽い自己紹介のようなものをしたのです。
Oh, so that's it.
そうなんだよ。
Still, it seems strange how they all so friendly for having just met. That was what I thought.
っていうかさ、お前の名前は？
Huh?
まだ聞いてなかったよな、確か。
I'm...
暗殺者なんだよ、彼。
Sarah.
暗殺者？闇の組織に追われてるんだってさ。
I'm not being hunted.
だから真に受けんなっつうのに。わからんやっちゃな。わかりました。私、実は彼、記憶喪失なのです。記憶？
喪失？
You gave them a brief explanation of my situation. She told them how I'd forgotten my name, address, family, and friends. And that I only remembered the... Oh crap, really? Really? Sorry, something just finished uploading. Here, I'll go check on it. Okay, I'm done. And then I only remember the date and everything after meeting you. After listening to the explanation, Sora said,
おそらく追走障害の一つ、全般健忘でしょう。全般健忘、全生活史健忘とも言いますが、これは社会的事実についての知識をよく保
So
たれている
generalized
なら
amnesia. Kinda like in Virtue's Last Reward. I'm not gonna talk about that though.
名前、生い立ち、家族や友人のことなど、通常は数日から 1,2 ヶ月経てば自然に記憶、あるいは催眠療法や電撃療法という
Electric shock?
安心してください。繰り返しますが、記憶喪失は通常何もしなくても従いまして、今あまり気にしないこと、深く考えないこと、これが
ほらね、私の言った通りでしょ。心配しなくても大丈夫なんだってば。
ということらしいぞ。
So you say it like it's somebody else's problem.
いや、別にそういう意味で言ったので、記憶ってやつはさ、不思議なもんで、別のことを考えてるときに、ふわっと蘇ってきたりするもんだろ。
Yeah, that's true. Sometimes it's just creepy.
例えば、芸能人とかで、顔はわかるのに、名前がどうしても思い出せないとき。
Yeah, I guess. Yeah, I wonder if that's just the way it works.
ところで、君はどっから記憶を失ってるの？
How far back?
そういや、俺や空の顔は知ってたよな。
それに、私の名前も覚えてた。
How far back? I searched back in time for the edge of my memory. Was there a point where I could still remember and a point where I've forgotten? Different images floated through my mind, as if to provide an answer. That was it. I lost my memory when I fell into the pond at the rest area. That had to be it. I can't remember anything before that, and I remember everything after that. So that tumble into the pond was the line between my memory and non-memory. My consciousness was cut off at that moment. I think it probably happened when I fell in the pond. Announces to everyone.
池というのは憩いの間の池のことです。
I think so.
前のことは全然思い出せない。
ぼんやりとしたイメージみたいなのとか、
住んでたところの景色とか、
好きな女の子のこととか。
ドラマとかだとさ、記憶はないのに指先は覚えてるなんてこともあるよね。
なるほど。筆を持たせた途端、いきなり素人。
そうそうそう。だからいろいろと見たり触れたりしてみるっていうのも手かもしれん。
そうだな。じゃあまず何をやらせてみよう。
The conversation about me went on around me. My temples were throbbing. My face was distorted with pain.
ちょっと待った。
ん？
今空が言ったばかりでしょ。あまり気にしないこと。深くこの少年思い詰めるととんでもない精神。とんでもないって錯乱状態。うーとかはーとかうめき出して突然倒れちゃう。
そうなんだ。
だから記憶のことに関しては。
You gently placed her hands on my head. When she did, it was strange, but I seemed to suck away the pain.
オッケー、わかった。それじゃあ話題を変えよう。
先ほどから、彼のこと、これから何とお呼びすればよい？
そっか。呼び方くらいは決めとかないと。
ゴンベイにするか。適当だけど、七種のゴンベイ。
適当だからゴンベイだというのは、全国のゴンベイさんに申し訳ないのではないです。
仮名なんだから適当でいいじゃないか。
スナイパーにしようよ。なんでそれにこだわるかな。そういうタイプじゃないでしょ彼。じゃあポリフェノール三郎は？
Mitochondria? Why am I named after a cell?
意味
Organ
わ
and
かんない
cell?
よ。
そうですね。キワクさん。
なんだ？キワクさんって。
記憶忘れちゃったくんの略？
縁起でもないな。
すみません。直接的すぎま。
ラッキョ先輩はなんかないの？アイデア。そうだな。青少年でいいんじゃない？
犯罪者みたいじゃないか、それじゃあ。
だったらいい少年。
同じだろ。
アスタチーネ久米川は？
メモリーズオン。 というのはどうでしょう。
匿名希望でいいよ、も
旧少年って手はあるけど。
なあ、お前はどれがいいんだ？
All of them stink.
贅沢言わないの。この大不況の真っ只中。
Well, okay. So which one should I go with? Tomoya Mikami, Makuru Ishihara, Natsu Fuga, Shina Higusagawa, Motoki Inamura, Ken Namami, Koisuke Watase, or Prince? Prince seems easy. I like Prince.
おーせな却下ね。
No way.
絶対無理。
ありえないな。
賛成しかねます。
Anybody?
似合わないもの。
That's funny.
なあ、もうめんどいから、少年でいいよ、少年で。
Just then, crash.
いい加減にしてよ。
Holy crap, I forgot she was there. Tsugumi pounded the table and stood up.
どういうつもりなの？何考えてんのよ。
何って、名前を考えてたんだけど。
ふざけないでよ。
The room went quiet. We all looked at each other.
そうだね。
The first one to open her mouth was you.
私たち、彼の気持ちも考えないで、ちょっと悪乗りしすぎちゃったかも。
そういう意味で言ってるんじゃないの？では、小町さんはどのように呼べばいいと思われます？
ほらね、名前考えるのって結構。
もういいわ。勝手にやってれば。
Wow. Tsugumi said this in disgust and left the room.
どうしたんだ、あいつ。
なんであんなに怒ってるの？たけし、なんか嫌われるようなことした？
してねえよ。俺にはさっぱり理解不能だけど。
少し小町さんのことはしばらく様子を見て、こちらに悪意や敵意がないことを示しながら。
It felt as if something was controlling me. The next thing I knew, I found I was rushing out of the room. Down the corridor, Tsugumi was kicking water as she walked. I didn't know where she was heading. I called out to her back. Hey, wait! Tsugumi didn't stop. There was no sign that she would look back. Tsugumi! Tsugumi! When I finally caught up with her, I put my hand on her shoulders.
触らないで。触らないでくれる？
Tsugumi stopped walking and said in a small voice, So sorry. Oh, I mean, sorry. Apologizing, I took my hand from her shoulder.
何なのよ。
I wondered, why are you so angry? And I jumped directly to the point.
どうして？面白い。私が怒ってる理由が。
I don't.
ねえ、もういい加減そういうのやめてほしいんだけど。
Of this?
とぼけないでよ。お願いだから。
I'm not pretending.
しらちらしい。私、もう何もかも分かってるのよ。まさか、あなたまでもが奴らの仲間だなんて思い。
Those guys join up?
あなた、さっき記憶喪失だって言ったわよ。
Yeah.
じゃあ、なんで奴らのことを知ってるの？
We explained all that just a bit ago. I remember meeting you. Weren't you listening?
嘘つかないで！
Suddenly, Tsugumi raised her voice.
バカバカしい。とにかく、私はもう二度と私に声をかけないで。
With that, Tsugumi strolled away. I couldn't find the words to stop her. I stared after her, shrinking back in silence. Whoa. When I returned to the conference room, in the center of the table was the three-dimensional image of Leimu. You, Sara, Sora, and Takeshi were looking at it and discussing something intensely. Hey, what are you talking about?
おかえり少年。つぐみは？
I shook my head.
なあ、難しい女の子だろ？
This time I nodded. Tsugumi was difficult for sure. I had no idea what she was thinking. There was no point in prying anymore into Tsugumi's situation. I asked him again. So, what were you talking about? I mean, just now.
このような事態が発生した原因について。
それから、今後の対応策。それを話し合ってたの。
Oh, the cause of the accident and steps to take, huh? Hey, do you mind filling me in on what you came up with? You can keep it simple.
わかりました。ではもう一度事故の経過についてご説明。
Saying that Sora touched program image above the table. Okay. Then she said the following. 12:45 p.m. Layman was suddenly struck by a blackout. The cause is unclear. Immediately after an emergency evacuation order was issued, the cause of this was unclear as well. In any case, the evacuation of Laymu by visitors and employees were initiated at this point. 12:54 p.m. The emergency doors were activated. What does that mean?
浮島と直結した脱出用の非常口のことです。非常階段の最上部に設けられています。通常よほどのことがない限りこの扉が開か。
But you're saying that it was open?
はい。
What exactly does except in extreme circumstances mean?
一概にそう言って良いものか。マニュアルにはこう書かれています。緊急の場合でもお客様には一時的にインゼルヌル状の。
Why? But what if you have to escape in a hurry? What do you have to stop in a decompression chamber?
減圧症を防ぐためです。
Decompression sickness?
急激な減圧に伴い血液中に溶けた窒素が気化し血栓等を作ってしまう症状の。そのことは後ほどご説明いたしますので。
Sure. Anyway, what are you saying is that these doors that shouldn't be open were opened, is that it?
そうです。これは私の推測に過ぎませんが、おそらくパニックを起こされたお客様の誰かが混雑する過減圧室を避けて、そしてこの扉はその後閉鎖されることもなく、これにより約6気圧に保たれていた内部の混合ガスが。
Sora continued her explanation. 2:39 p.m. Helium, since it is lighter than oxygen and nitrogen, was released first, and the internal pressure dropped to the equivalent of the external pressure of 1 atmosphere. 3:55 p.m. Water leak occurs.
もともとレミューは飽和潜水仕様の設計をもとにして建造された構造。
Saturation defines specifications? What's that mean?
内部気圧を外部の水圧と同等化、またはそれ以上に高めることによって本体が海水に押しつぶされないようにしてということなのですが、わかりますか？
I don't really. I tilted my head.
空気を満たしたペットボトルに蓋をして水の中にどんどん沈めていったらどうなるでしょうか？
What would happen? The side of the bottle would dimple in,
そ
right?
の通りです。これはペットボトルの中の空気を水圧がぐいぐいと押したために起こる現象なのです。ではペットボトルをへこまさないようにするには答えは簡単です。ボトルの中にもっとたくさんの空気、外側から押す力と内側から押し戻す力が釣り合えばボトルが変形することはないでしょ。これが飽和潜水仕様の状態という。
I think I get it.
ところで空気をパンパンに詰め込んだこのペットボトル、水中に沈めたままの状態で上の方に穴を開けたらどうなる？
The air will leak.
その後は？
The air will escape out. Oh, and when the balance of pressure is lost, the bottle will be crushed.
正解です。そしてそれこそがこのレミューで発生した浸水事故の主な内部圧が1気圧にまで減少したせいで最も脆弱だったガラス面に亀裂が生じ、その後被害を最小限に食い止めるべくレミ
And so we're all trapped in here.
はい。
Maybe it's because I had jumped into a complicated discussion. Somewhere in my head felt like it was tearing. But thinking back on Sora's explanation, there were two key points. 1. The reason for the complex blackout was unclear. 2. The reason for the drop in air pressure was that we had sprung a leak.
あれ、ちょっと待てよ。
Takeshi had been listening quietly until Nail spoke.
ここって今1気圧なんだ。
ええ、そうですが何か？
それならさ、俺たちが今耳に装着してるイヤホン、音声変換器だっけ？これ。
いえ、それはまだ。
どうして？ヘリウムガスだってほとんど排出されちゃったんでしょ？
とにかくそれは外さないでください。
Ooh. They're probably there for a purpose. Why not? What reason is...
理由は
まあ 空がそう言うんだからそれでいいじゃない。
I kinda knew that those ear thingings were kinda important to the story. I wonder why we have to wear them.
別に装着してても全然違和感ないさ、これ。確かに今までつけてたのも忘れてた方がでしょ。そんなことよりも
対応策か。
After that, we crossed our arms and started brainstorming, but we couldn't come up with even a single good idea. And then...
助けを待つしかないってことね。
Of course, there was no reason to expect a differing opinion. 8:36. Nearly an hour had passed and Tsugumi had left the room. Sora had said that she was going to try to think of a plan and went back to the control room. The remaining four of us didn't have anything to say or do and continued to wait for a contact or help from the outside.
つぐみ、戻ってこないね。
Sora muttered.
このまま一人にしといていいのかな。
いいってことはないだろうな。
ねえ少年、さっきさ、つぐみを追いかけ。
Yeah.
その時どこに行くとか言ってなかった？
Nope, she didn't mention anything.
しょうがない。探してみますか。
As if use of words were a sign, I stood up. For some reason, you made straight for the control room. Huh? Why the control room?
少年、さっき制御室に集まった時、生体反応をチェックしてみたらどうだ？
She said that?
ああ、確かに言ってたな、そんなこと。ちゃんと話聞いてたの。
I thought I was, but...
で、その生体反応形式、きっとつぐみの居所は。
Bioscan. It seemed like one difficult word after another was being thrown at me. I wonder if this was part of amnesia. There were so many words and phenomenon and systems and stuff here that I was at a loss. Without thinking, I let go a sigh. Incidentally, there was another thing that I had not been able to understand. Somewhere along the line, everyone had taken to call me Kid. That random decision-making process to find a consensus on my name had ended up with me being called Kid. One was better than John Mitochondria anyway. But still, it was all hard for me to understand. I sighed again, shaking my head, following everyone into the control room.
どうかされます？
Sora tilted her head, looking at us quizzically, never heard that word, as we shuffled into the room.
あのね、このままつぐみをほっとくわけにはいかないから。だから空に生体反応。
ああ、そういうことですか。小町さんの居所を調べれば少々お待ちください。
A map of Lemu was displayed on the monitor. Enlarged and reduced in size, slid, spun, image switched and changed in the same way. Sora? Will you really know where Tsugumi is just by running a bio search for her?
人間は高温動物ですから常に体が36度前後。その体温を赤外線をこれによりレミュー内の人間の数もその居場所。ほら、もうわか。
See that uncertain bit of light in his weight stock?
間違いありません。小町さんです。
Below that, in room and jet stock, there were also a number of light emitting points overlapping. I figured that was probably the control room. Huh? What is? Just then I noticed something strange. In the corner of the monitor, life reading 7 was displayed in small letters.
どうしたの？
Isn't there something strange about this number? See? I pointed to the corner of the monitor. Life readings 7.
7？
7？
どうして？
There should have been a total of 6 people trapped in Lemu. You, Sora, Tsugumi, Takeshi, and me. Yet the main computer Lemme was indicating that there were 7 people.
これは一体。
And then, life readings 5, life reading 7, life reading 6. 6. 5, 6, 5, 7, 6. The numbers changed by the second. And always the number 6 plus 1, plus or minus 1.
なぜこんなことが。
Flustered and out of character, Sora was bustily operating the console. But the numbers continued to fluctuate, and there was no sign that they would stop. I shifted my eyes to points of light on the map. Even if the life reading's number changed, the points of light didn't increase or decrease.
もしもこの表示が本当は7だとしたら、
That would mean that there's another person here that didn't get out in time.
7が正解だとしたらね。
まあ待てよ、落ち着けって。
For a while, I watched the number switch. Finally, it stopped on the number 6. Life reading 6. Huh? It stopped on 6.
壊れてたんじゃないの？
いえ、そんなはずは。
でも結局6で落ち着いたわけだから、これが正解だろう、きっと。
そうだよね。よく考えてみれば他に誰かがいるとは思えないし。
But
だって少年、私たちレミューの中をあんなになのに誰にも会わなかったじゃん。
oh, that person who Kid heard. You know, that person who Kid heard with Sarah. That's true, but
まあどっちにしろ館内を歩き回ってみればわかることなんじゃないかな。それよりも今は早くつぐみを捕獲しな。
捕獲？保護でしょ。
危険なものから対象を隔離するのが保護。危険なものそれ自体を隔離するのが捕獲だ。
つぐみってそんなに危険なの？
あ、そういやサラもユウもまだまともに話してなかったよな。
うん。
よし、それじゃあつぐみ捕獲作戦の開始だ。準備はいいかな。
we climbed the emerging stairs to the floor where Tsugumi was. Only Sora remained in the control room, thinking of ways to escape, trying to re-establish communications, rechecking the complex, and trying to get out other systems that were down back online. We arrived at Zweigstock, and when we did, a voice came in the speaker above the corridor.
小町さんは今警備室にいるようです。
I figured Sora was using the complex intercom system to announce Tsugumi's location.
了解。警備室だな。
Takeshi said this toward the ceiling. On the way to the office, you said,
ねえ、クラナリ？
ん？
こういうのってさ、女の子だけの方が
女の子だけ？
私とマヨ2人だけでその方がつぐみも何かと話しやすいと思うし、マヨは別にいいよね。もちろん私は全然 OK です。
Why can't Takeshi and I come along?
こういうのは大抵男性がいるとややこしくなるもんなのよ。4対1だと警戒心を持たれちゃうっていうのもありますよね。あとは勘かな。
Intuition?
私とマヨならうまく誤解を解くことが。
誤解か。
だってそうでしょ。私たち何にも怒らせるようなことしてない。
That's true. It might be better to just let the two girls go, instead of going in a group. For some reason, I didn't have any confidence in my ability to get Tsugumi to open up to us, and I was sure that type of thing wasn't one of Takeshi's strong points either.
じゃ、お任せすることにしますか。
So with that, you and Sarah head to the security office. Takeshi and I were left in the middle of the corridor. At a loss of what to do.
さてと、
What do you say?
警備室の前で待ってみるか？
I don't think that would accomplish anything, but
じゃあどうするよ。
I don't know.
ここはひとまず館内の見回りかな。
I've had enough of that.
俺はまだやってない。
You, Sarah, and I walked so much that we just about wore holes in our shoes. Stridestock and Dritstock, everything.
そんなこと言うんなら一緒にメリーゴーランドでも乗るか？
I don't know. Two guys on the merry-go-round sounds kinda...
だろ？まあとにかく俺はレミューの中を一通りチェックして自分の目で確かめないと納得できないたちだからさ。
So Takeshi and I split up to search. We agreed to meet up at 9:30 p.m. We were to meet in front of the security office.
レミューは水面下に3つの層を持っている。エルストボーデ、ツバイトシュトック、各フロアの間隔は17メートルです。フロアを1つ降りれば17メートル深くなります。したがって3階ドリットシュトックは水深51メートルの位置に沈んでいることになりますね。
Wow.
ドリットの外には約5気圧の仮にドリットから突然海中に出てしまった場合、肺が6分の1に押しつぶされるか、または肺溶石の6分の5の海水が。
Could Can I ask a question? How much pressure exactly is 5 atmospheres of water pressure? It is hard to imagine.
1気圧は1平方センチメートルあたり1レミューの内外の気圧差は5気圧ですから、その5倍1平方センチメートルあたり5キログラム
5 kilograms of weight per square inch. So for each meter it would be 100 times 100 or 50 tons?
正解です。
But what about those people that skin dive? They can dive to depths of about 90 feet, right?
フリーダイビングの現在の世界記録は150メートルです。アクアラングをつけてそれなりの手順を踏めばおそらく35メートルぐらいなら誰でも潜る。しかしその場合肺に送り込むエアーは高圧のガスを用います。素潜りの場合は息を止めて潜るわけですが、素人だったら20メートルが限界ですね。それ以上になるとかなりの熟練が必要になります。
Wow, is that right?
それから大事なことが、仮に水圧に耐えることができたと。少年さん、あなたは51メートル
51 meters? How high is that? 51 meters?
15階建てのビルを想像してみてください。あるいは3階建ての校舎を5個積み重ねたものでもいいかもしれません。
Hit myself. 5 schools stacked? No way, I couldn't swim that.
では10階建てのビルではどうですか。水深34メートル。スバイトシュトックがこの位置。
34 meters, huh? In real life, I don't think I would. I think even that would be impossible.
正しい判断だと思います。
So basically, what you're trying to say is that we can't escape by swimming, right, Sora?
はい、
I guess in the end, all we can do is wait for help to arrive.
そういうことになります。
As I was so involved in my chat with Sora, I missed that point in meeting time. I looked at control room and headed toward a meeting point in front of the security office, but Takeshi wasn't there. Hey, Takeshi! I tried to call out to him, but there was no reply. Glancing at the security doors, I noticed the door was wide open. I decided to take a peek in the room. No one was there. Not you, Sora, nor Tsugumi. Hey, Sora! Sora! Everybody, where are you? I looked up at the bare ceiling and called out. I figured Sora would be in the control room monitoring me, but apparently she wasn't. There were no sounds from the speakers on the ceiling. I wonder what I should do. I thought as I wandered walking through the corridors. First, I'll go to the merry-go-round. Carousel de Fiend. The merry-go-round. Several dozen dolphins were connected in a circle. There were no horses, no carriages, there was no children's voices. And the blue ocean was just one paneling wall away. We were all trapped in this place. Thinking this, it was hard to believe that the scenery spinning before me was real. What am I doing here? That thought popped into my mind. What I was experiencing right now seemed much more bizarre to me than the fact that I lost my memory. In other words, my doubts about the past were less than my sense of unease about the present. I was overcome by a sense that my existence was floating away. You was peeking out at me from the shadow of a rock. Not exactly. That reminds me, so how were things with Tsugumi?
一言で言うと振り逃げかな。
Well, what do you mean?
つぐみはいくつなのとか、どこに住んでるのとか、お腹空いたねとか、最終的にはなんで
And what did she say?
だから振り逃げだってば。空振りされた挙句出塁されちゃった。
So it was a big 0.
ゼロかどうかはわからないけど、あとはひたすら牽制球を投げて向こう
And get her out.
タッチセーフだよ。私はただ理由はどうあれ人に嫌われてるっていうのは
Saying that, you started walking. She got on the platform of the merry-go-round and petted the fin of the dolphin. I followed after you and jumped on the back of the dolphin.
ところで少年、こんなとこで何やってたの？
I was looking for everyone. When I went to the security's office, nobody was there. What about you? What were you doing?
メリーゴーランドの周りをブラブラしてただけ。ちょっと一人になりたかった。
Hello? You cast a lonely look at her face. I keep holding down at her. That's my
どう
scares.
して動かないのかな？
Probably because it's not turned on. There should be an operating panel around here.
スイッチを入れたらこのイル
Yeah, probably.
海の中を泳いだり魚をつか
What?
私レミューの中にはイルカもクジラもでもそれって本当は全部生き物じゃない
Of course not. They were all made by people.
当たり前かな例えば深い森の中では生きていないものを探す方が難しい木も草も鳥も昆虫も土の中だけどここはこんな広い空間の中で海の中の楽園この楽園では生きてることの方がつまり私の世界に紛れ込んだ
You petted the dolphin. Dolphin's deformed plastic smile didn't move at all. A steel rod was stuck into its belly. Do you hate Limu, you?
難しい問題ね好きとか嫌いとかそういう
But you liked it enough to start working here, right? No, you didn't?
違うよ
Well then, why? With my question, you tilted her head. Then she just climbed up and started wandering around one of the dolphins. Finally, her feet stopped and you quietly faced me.
大切なものを
Something important?
お父さんの手がかり実はね私のお父さんレミューの開発部門で働いてたの
Research and development?
私も詳しくは聞いてないんだけどお父さんレミのプログラムを作ってたみたい
Leimei? Leimei? Wasn't that Leimu's central computer?
もちろん一人でやってたわけじゃないよそのプロジェクトの一員として開発に携わってた
Huh? Is that so? But what do you mean by clue?
お父さんねお父さん
Wow. What?
行方不明になっちゃったの
When?
それが物心ついた時にはすでにいなくって
That's,
私が1歳の時つまり今から17年前の
I
こと
got a
ね
Skype message. Ugh. It was when I was 1 year old, 17 years ago. So you don't remember your father?
写真とかムービーとかでしか見たことはなくてちゃんとした記憶は残ってないの全然今言ったことも全部お母さんから聞いた話で
But why? Why did he disappear?
それが分かればこんなところまで来たりしないよ
What do you mean?
お父さんの姿が最後に目撃されたのはだからここに来れば消えたお父さんの手がかりが何か見つかるかもしれないってお母さんはもう諦めちゃってるみたいだからお母さんお父さんのこと死んじゃったんだって思ってるみたい
The word dead had a heavy ring to it. You looked straight at me as her eyes watered.
でも私は信じてるのお父さんは絶対どこだってそうでしょお父さんはただ行方不明に
I couldn't find the words. I didn't know what to say to her. She might have been waiting for me to say something like, "You're right, he's probably alive somewhere." But I couldn't say it. I just nodded and couldn't even look back into her eyes. Finally, we promised to meet later in the conference room and split up. I thought I would go somewhere else. The jellyfish gondola. Next, I went to the jellyfish gondola. Tsugumi was there. I just kind of knew that she was going to be here. Just in the back of my head. Back of my head, does that make sense? Just in my brain, I just kind of knew. The thought was there. Her back was to me and she was looking at the entrance. I called out to her loudly. Want to ride the gondola? Tsugumi turned to look at me, but she immediately turned on her heel and walked away. Wait a minute.
私もう二度と声をかけないで
But Tsugumi started walking again. Hey, I said wait.
何よしつこいわね
You meant you and Sarah, right?
だから
Why didn't you listen to them?
あなたには関係ないそんなこと聞くために私を呼び止めたわけ
No. Maybe was thinking of something else. Before you said something about those guys or something, right? What did you mean by that? Tsugumi stared at me intently. She narrowed her eyes almost as if appraising me. Intimidated by her intense glare, my body stiffened and I swallowed.
あなた一体何？
I don't know. I wish I did though.
わかったわ。もしもあなたが嘘をついてないとしたら、あなたはきっと利用されてるのよ。
Using me? So who do you mean when you say those guys?
これ以上は言えない。
Oh gosh, I think she means Sora and you, because they're both part of Lamer, right? Yeah. Or it might be actually more them, but I don't think Takeshi is using Kid at all. I can't say more than that.
私、まだあなたのこと 100% 信用したわけじゃ。逆に、私のことを信用し、とにかく、自分の身に何が起きても、私はあなたのこと。
Saying only that, Tsugumi turned and left. Having no idea what had just happened, I simply stood there. I thought I would go somewhere else. To the warehouse. I wound up in front of the warehouse. I don't expect anybody is here, but... What's that? The watertight door at the entrance was slightly open. I was sure it was closed when I had come by here with you and everyone. Is anyone there? I softly opened the door. Huh? Sarah? Sarah was inside. She was sitting on top of a pile of boxes. I didn't know if I surprised her, but her face seemed to stiffen.
なんだ、少年か。
Sorry. After shooting me a slight glare, Sarah stuck her hands in her pockets and jumped to the floor. But what are you doing here?
ちょっと。
Alone? You had said almost the same thing. What happened with Tsugumi?
別に何も。
Well, you seem pretty down.
結局何も話してくれなかったってこと。
I see. Feminine intuition aside, not even the two girls had been able to get through to her, even though there was no apparent reason for Tsugumi to hold a grudge. What could Tsugumi have been so angry with us about? Finally, we promised to meet later in the conference room and split up. I thought I would go somewhere else. To the control room. I bet Sora's here. I went to the control room again. What's up? Any progress?
いえ、残念ながらレミでさえ事態を正確に把握することができていないようなこんなことを。
It is unthinkable. Oh, I keep skipping. Oh, that reminds me, Sora. Did you know?
はい？何をです？
That you's father made Leme?
そうなのですか？初耳です。
Of course, he didn't make it all by himself. She said her dad was a member of the development project team. Is that
そうで
right?
す。
I mean,
興味深いお話です。
by the way, why is Leme called Leme?
あれ？まだお教えしていませんでしたか？
No, I haven't heard.
レミの正式名称はライプリヒメデツインムリティフィルファーインテリゲントヒルズイステーンと言います。
That's too much. What was that? Can you give it to me one more time?
ライプリヒメデツインムリティフィルファーレンインテリゲントフィルムズユステームです。
That's too long. What language is that?
ドイツ語です。
Oh, it's German. What does it mean?
最初のライプリヒメデツインは製薬会社の名前を表しています。
Pharmaceutical company?
その後は多重並列処理による人工知能システムといった感じの意味合いです。この頭文字を取って LEMMIH すなわちレ
I see. Hey, there are two things I want to ask you.
何でしょう。
That label, what was it again?
ライプリヒメデツイン、日本ではライプリヒ製薬と呼ばれています。
So, what is that relation between Lablek and Lemu?
このテーマパークを運営しているのはレミューという名前の株式会社です。
Lemu? I don't know, I'll just keep calling it Lemu.
そしてこの会社の筆頭
So essentially, I guess that Leiblich has the right to say whatever happens at Leimu.
そのように解釈していただいても差し支えないと思われ、そもそもこのテーマパーク表向きには幻の大陸レムリアにちなんで、実際にはライプリヒメデツィンとウトピーの頭文字ウトピー、ユートピア、つまりライプリヒ製薬のプロデュースによって建設、そんな意味が込められているということ。
Utopia, huh?
2つ目の質問は何でしょう。
Well, it's about German.
ドイツ語で。
Yeah, you just said that Leimu's official name is German, right? And all around Leimu are those German signs and stuff. I wonder why German?
それはライプリヒ製薬が日本とドイツの合弁企業だから。本社はフランクフルトにありますし、役員の大半もドイツ人で占められている。
So that's why it's all in German? So Leiblich from Miracle had a pretty strong relationship with Leimu. That's fascinating. Can I ask one more thing?
どうぞ。
Why did... I mean, we're talking about Leiblich's pharmaceutical. They make medicine, right? That doesn't seem to have anything to do with the theme park. And this is right in the middle of the ocean, right? Why go to all the trouble of...
それは申し訳ありません。その質問にはお答え。
What? Why not?
企業秘密だからです。
Confidential? Haha, what in the... You cannot possibly tell. I can't imagine. I keep skipping. Oh my god, I'm sorry. You really can't even tell little me? Sora had gone quiet and wasn't answering. Okay, I understand. Well, just forget about it.
本当にすみません。
It's alright, you don't have to apologize. You have to keep the secret as part of your job, right? There's nothing you can do about it.
わかりました。では一つだけ。レミューは外部から電力を供給してもらっているのではなく、館内に自家発電装置を持っています。この真下、水深119メートルの位置に海底があるのですが、この海底にある熱水噴出口から数百度という極めて高い温度の水を汲み上げ、
I'm waiting for the rest of the explanation, but Sora didn't say anything more. And what does that have to do with what we were just talking about? Sora let the question go.
そろそろ。
Sorry to bother you. I keep skipping. Is there any better way? I gave up and left. Leimu was controlled by a Japanese-German joint venture called Leiblich Pharmaceutical. Why would they build a theme park here? And what could it do with the fact that they generated their own energy? I left with this mystery spinning in my mind. I thought I would go somewhere else. To the only place left, the security office. And who's gonna be here? Takeshi? Yeah. I was surprised upon returning to the security office. Takeshi was there. I wondered what he was up to. He had both hands on the operator panel and was staring into the monitor intently. I was about to call out to him, but I hesitated. The gaze of Takeshi had leveled up on the monitor. It was so intense that it made my spine tickle. He had the eyes of a hawk scouring the horizon for prey. Takeshi? I finally got out the words. Takeshi slowly looked at me.
お、少年、やっと来たかね。待ちくたびれたぞ。
The look on Takeshi's face was his normal old goofy expression. I felt relieved. What were you doing? You looked so intense. It was scary.
あ？怖い顔？
Yeah, just now you looked scary.
失礼なやつだな。俺の顔のどこが怖いって言う？
It's different now, but before it was scary.
おう？じゃあどれだけ怖かったのか見せてみ。
Huh? I think your face was kind of like this, glaring at the monitor. I tried to mimic how Takeshi had looked by using my fingers to pull up both of my eyes.
なんじゃそりゃ、全然怖くねえよ。
Don't try to pretend it was nothing.
すまんすまん。俺はな、お前さんを探してたんだよ。
For me?
おう。お前さんいつまで経っても来ないからな。館内放送で呼び。
Huh?
ひょっとしたらどこかで迷子になってビビ泣いてるんじゃないかと。
What? What are you talking about? I was about to say the same thing to you. You weren't here at the time we set up. Where have you been until now?
バッキャロ。その時いなかったらお前だろ。おい。
Oh, sorry about that, but you could have waited a little longer.
俺は忙しいんだ。お前のことだけ構ってるわけに。
Busy? You?
そう。俺は多忙なんだ。
Liar. Until a while ago, you were wasting time together.
なあ、もうやめないか？
Yeah, it is kind of stupid.
だろ？
We both laughed weirdly. That dissolved any tension that was in the atmosphere. I didn't get it, but at some point I began to feel comfortable with him. I thought there was something about him, something like me, maybe.
ところでどうよ？何か思い出せてきたかね？
Saying that, Takeshi sat down in a chair. His eyes were at the same height as mine. Any changes you mean by memory? Takeshi nodded. I shook my head.
そっか。でもまあ焦るなや。空も言ってたけど、記憶喪失ってのはほんの
Easy for you to say, it's not your problem.
一言だからな。
You saying like you've seen it happen.
まあな。何せ俺様は全知。
Sure, tell me about it, and I didn't feel like crying.
まあとりあえずだ。まずは手近なところから思い出していったらどうだ？そうだな。誕生日とか。
My birthday?
どうした？
Hey, what year is it?
お前、そんなことも忘れちゃったのか？
Yeah.
今年はな、西暦、何年だっけ？
Saying that, Takeshi fished his entrance ticket and stuff from his pocket.
ああ、そうそう。2017年だ。
Takeshi crumpled the stuff back up and pushed it back into his pocket. 2017.
それがどうかしたのか？
No. Never mind. Those two games aren't connected. Virtuous Last Word and Death aren't connected. Of course not. But the events of Virtuous Last Word start on 2018, December 25th. That's what it starts on. But it has no reference to this game, so whatever. Yeah, kind of.
ちょっと？
I thought that if I heard a year, then I might be able to remember at least my birthday.
そうか。そういえばお前、自分の年齢もわからないんだったよな。
No.
見た感じだと、42歳厄年ってところかな。
What?
冗談だよ、冗談。そんなわけないだろうが。多分、14、15歳ってとこじゃないかな。仮に18歳だとしたら、かなりの童顔だ。
14 or 15, huh?I'm out of this.
さてと、俺はもう行くぞ。実はまだ見回りが終わってねえんだ。
Oh, hey Takeshi, seems like everybody is scattered all over right now.
まあ、そうだな。もう少ししたら、どっかに
I think the conference room would be good.
わかった。みんなに会ったらそう伝えとくよ。
Takeshi left. I also decided to go somewhere else. On the way down the corridor, I noticed a sound. Look for the source of the sound. Someone was crossing the corridor where it came to a T up the end. A girl? It was a girl that I'd never seen before. I followed after her as if I were being pulled in by her. Hey, wait, you there! Is it Coco? The girl went into the infirmary. No one was inside. I carefully went deeper into the room. There I noticed a square space cut out. I peeked inside. Down below, a small lift was stopped. It looked like there was another room directly below the infirmary. I pushed the button calling the lift and hopped in. In the darkness, a girl sat on the bed. I was at a loss for words. I didn't know where to start. She just stared at me. It's, alright. Don't worry, everything is alright. She didn't answer. Anyway, let's go where everybody else is.
みんな
Yeah, it's not just me. There are lots of other people.
助けに来てくれたの？
Yeah, that's right.
でもきっと無理だよ。
Huh?
もうどこにも出られないんだ。
The girl's eyes were sad and moist. Why do you say that? We'll be fine. Our rescue team should be here anytime.
嘘。
It's not a lie. The people that escaped know that we're here. Someone will come for sure. Why do you say that?
だって。
Then suddenly a shocked look appeared on the girl's face as her eyes focused behind me. I followed her gaze. On the other side of the door was Takeshi peeking in.
誰と話してるんだ？
Takeshi, what great timing. It seemed like this girl here didn't get out either.
女の子？女の子なんていないじゃないか。
Huh? I looked back. The girl had vanished and there was no sign that anyone had been sitting there where she had been. Impossible.
おいおい、やめてくれよ。記憶喪失の次は幻覚か？かなり重症みたいだな。
No, I'm not seeing things. There was a girl here. She was sitting on this bed.
なあ、少年。
What?
腹減らないか？
Hungry? Who cares about that right now? There was a girl here. A girl, I tell you.
わかったわかった。女の子がな、いたんだよな。
You don't get it at all.
いいからいいから。その話は後でゆっくり聞いてやるからさ。
What?
でもじゃない。お兄さん怒っちゃうぞ。みんなお前のこと待ってんだよ。一緒に飯食おうと思って。
Well then, what are we going to do about the girl? I'm sure the girl's probably starving too.
はあ、これはもう完全に言っちまってるな。
Kinda creepy. I'm not crazy. There was a girl, right there, right here. In the end, I couldn't get Takeshi to listen to me. Oh, it's 10:24. Before going to the conference room, I peeked into the control room. The body scan figure was eating at my mind. Life readings 5. The number had dropped from 6 to 5. Everyone was in the conference room. There were fried chicken sandwiches and drinks secured from the sandwich shop were everywhere. Only Tsugumi was absent. I wondered where she had gone, but more than that, I was worried about her. I told everyone about the girl, but everyone just laughed and no one listened. No one else had seen the girl. Then everyone with the body scan figure. 7. That girl was probably person number 7, but the number had been 5 and 6 as well. What could it mean? The image of the girl had been burned into my mind, and there was no getting away from it. I wonder if it was like Takeshi said, a hallucination. If not, then a ghost. That was crazy. I shook my head at my own silliness. Maybe I was losing it. Something had to be wrong with me. I needed to calm down and collect myself. While I thought this, I flipped up the tab on the can of cola. At first I didn't know what had happened. I licked the liquid around my lips. It was sweet. It seemed as if the cola had exploded into my face. Everyone exploded in a chorus of laughter. You said this laughing.
その間、レミューの特殊ガスの気圧に合わせて6気圧で封入してあるんだから。でも、今ここは1気圧だから、ちゃんと手で押さえて開けないと、そんな風に中の炭酸が噴出して。
She laughed so I took in a handkerchief. I took it and wiped my face. I was enveloped in laughter. Without noticing, I'd forgotten about everything that had been weighing on my mind. Almost an hour had passed. No help had come. There was no contact. The people on the floor now should have known that we were all trapped down here. So why didn't anyone come? Even if they couldn't open the watertight doors, there should be divers that could tap on the window glass or something.
皆さん、今晩はもうお休みになられた方がいい。後のことは私。
Saying this, Sora grinned.
休むって言ってもどこで？
仮眠室みたいなのってないの？
水没した区画にありますが、ドライエリアには残念ながらその代わりと言ってはなんで。
Another?
場所？ちょっと待ってよ、ソラ。
You're not saying that the 4 people have to sleep in this cramped space. It was the place where I've seen that girl.
っていうか、この
ご説明申し上げ、ここは医療用の過減圧室です。この部屋で減圧症の治療を行うことができます。
減圧症？
はい。通常レミューから外に出るときには6気圧から1気圧へ。しかし皆さんは今回の事故により急激な、もしかしたら減圧症にそこで皆さんには念のためこの部屋の中で軽い減圧症はすぐに自覚症状が現れるわけではないのです。一晩二晩経ってから痛み出すこともあります。
やばいと気づいてからじゃ遅い？
はい。つまり念には念を入れて。
ねえ、ソラ。救護室にあるいろんな病状を診断できる装置があったじゃない？
LMRI のことですか？
LMRI?
そうそう、それ。あれでスキャニングすれば減圧症に。
残念ながらそれ先ほど見たところ あの装置は故障中のようです。
そうなん。ねえ、一つ。
何でしょう。
減圧症のことも。
わかりました。減圧症は周囲に急激な気圧変化が起こった際に体内に排出できるガスが気泡となって筋組織や静脈中などにとどまります。ガスが体内に多く残っていると酸素呼吸効率。
それってどんなに深呼吸しても窒息したみたいに苦しくなる。
はい。そこでこの部屋を密閉して高濃度の酸素を注入。一旦その後ゆっくりと減圧し圧力差を利用して体内の気泡を再び血液中に溶け込ませ呼吸によって。
つまりカンコーラが噴出しないようにして。
ええ、その通りです。
オッケー、分かったよ。
The decompression process took place over several hours, but boy, it was cramped. I wonder where in the world Tsugumi could have gone. And shouldn't Sora have been undergoing decompression as well? I was so tired that my mind and body felt numb, but strangely sleep didn't come for me. Takeshi had monopolized the bed. He was breathing deeply and peacefully, sleeping so well in an emergency like that. You, Sora, and I sat on the floor. I gradually got annoyed when Takeshi's sleeping like a log. There was still 4 hours until decompression was complete. The night was long. I wonder how much time had passed since the pressurization had started. I had not noticed the date had already changed. I waited on the hard floor for the treatment to finish. He was the only one of us. Takeshi's talking in his sleep echoed throughout the room. We were mentally drained and the three of us were in no state to sleep. No, it was worse than that. Gradually we had started to go mad. Why don't we just wake him up and tell him? We could tape his mouth shut. Wouldn't that kill him? You let the bed have a swift kick as she said this. Oh heck. Takeshi shamelessly carried on like that, looking half released to sleep. Who knows? Okay then. You reached out towards Takeshi's face and pinched his cheek, and then...
You...
It seems like he is talking in his sleep. Okay, this is... You have grabbed hold of Takeshi's collar. If we didn't stop her, she might have strangled him. She's right, he doesn't mean anything by it. Probably not anyway. Takeshi continued to blabber with a dumb, blissful look as he slept, oblivious to our troubles. What are you going to do? You put her hand in her pocket and pulled out the marker from before. She popped the cap off the pen and prepared to... She said this, you took the pen and started drawing big round eyes, like a girl from a comic, on Takeshi's eyelid. It's a masterpiece. Scribble, scribble, scribble. Sarah sketched a whirlpool in Takeshi's cheek. Ninja. I'm laughing so hard my gut hurts. Alright, let's see. Scribble, scribble, scribble. Then drew meat on his forehead. Oh gosh. Then the two of us kept taking turns doing graffiti on his face. Scribble, 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 scribble. Dozens of minutes later, Takeshi had been further transformed into a much decorated creature, miserable, disfigured, and hard to describe. May 2nd, Tuesday.
おはようございます皆さん
Should I stop here? Yeah, I should. 1 hour, 25 minutes, and it's May 2nd, so yeah. Save. I'll save with the use profile. There. Anyway, so that's it for me. Yeah, that's it. This was Forgot My Password 465 and I'm out.